Hi and welcome to another examples video. So this one is looking at frequency tables and histograms. So we're just going to get straight into it. We've got this example. It's got a part A, B, C and D. So you see part A here and B, C and D on this side. So reading the question, it says 20 people were surveyed to find out how many times they use the internet in a week. The raw data are listed. So we got 21, 19, 5, 10, 15, so on. So organize the data into a frequency table using class intervals of 10. Include a percentage frequency column. So when it says class intervals, that's just meaning things like, okay, I'm going 1 to 9, 10 to 19, and so on. That's what those intervals are meaning, so intervals of 10. So when we go to do this, I'm going to quickly look and go, what is my highest number? Okay, and looking at this, so we got 31, 40. 40 looks to be pretty much our highest number. So let's go and fill these in. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with 0, then 10. Now, if you want, you can always write 0 to 9 and so on. You don't have to do that. That's optional. 20, 30, and then this one's going to be 40 to 50. So this one stops right there. Okay, so what we do is the frequency. So you're going to look, so you could optionally, if you're someone who's forgetful, add an extra column with tallies so you can keep track of which ones. So I'm going to look and go how many numbers come up, you know, in the 0 to 9 range. So I've got 1 here and then 2. So that means its frequency is 2. That's what frequency means, is how often it comes up. So my next is my 10 to 19. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8, go down to my frequency, add 8 in. Alright, so let's do this for our next one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Okay, 30. So in my 30s, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all. So 4. Okay, and then last of all, I've only got one number not crossed off, which is 40. So its frequency is 1. So then if you go back to your original question, it said 20 people were surveyed, which means our total should be 20. Okay, so if these numbers don't add up to 20, then you've not quite done something right. Okay, to get percentage frequency, you're going to go the frequency divided by the total and then times 100. So in this case, I'm going to go 2 divided by 20 times 100. And that gives me 10%. Alright, so you just keep doing this. It's all going to be divided by 20 and times 100. Okay, so one of the things I've noticed a bit in my pattern is that basically for every one, like in the frequency, it's just 5%. So here, because I've got 4 times 5 is 20, this one's going to be 20%. And then that means that this one here will be 5%. Now you can continue doing the math, but if you can work out little easy things like that, it saves you some time. Alright, but I'll just put that working out there for anyone who would like it. Okay, so that is what our frequencies are. So now on our next page, we've got my last 3 parts to do. So it says construct a histogram for the data showing both frequency and percentage frequency on the one graph. So what you need to do when you look at this is go, what was my highest frequency? Okay, and that was 8. 8 was the highest number of times anything came up. And then what was the highest percentage? And that was 40%. Okay, so on this side here, so on my left-hand side, that's going to be my frequency. And then that means on this side here is going to be my percentage frequency. Now these will match up nicely as long as you're using the same scale. So like if I had this on a grid, 2 squares, you know, for everything. And then that way they match up nicely. And then down the bottom would be the score. So that just means, you know, if it was in between 0 and 9 kind of thing. So I can go back to my table, frequency table. Now 0 to 9 came up twice. So if I go over here, we fill this in, preferably straight like that. Okay, and so you're just going to keep doing this. If I go back, 8 was my next one, so my highest. So we make that go up to there. Okay, and then let's do our next one, which was 5. So that's going to be halfway here. Okay, our 30s were 40. So down a bit. And then our last one was 1, so it's up at that halfway point here. So if you look, they match nicely with the percentage. So that's all the histogram is. It's easy to do on graph paper. Okay, so then C says construct a stem and leaf plot for the data. So we're going to use, keeping in mind from our last one, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, because that's the highest we had was 40. So then you go through, and this is where it's helpful to have your data in smallest to largest. So now we just go through with our data and we're going to list them in order. Okay, so here we would have 2 and 5 because we had 2 and 5 as scores. So then there was a 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, and 19. Okay, so when you read that, 10, 11, and so on. So I'll finish filling in for these. So 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, 1, 1, 2, and 3, and 40. Okay, and then just draw a little key down the bottom here. So when you've got the tree line in between, 3 and then a 1 means 31 when you read it. Okay, so now it says use your stem and leaf plot to find the median. So the median is the middle number. So now that they're in order, it's easy to do so. So here I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so the halfway point of this would be my 19th and 20th number. So 19 and 21. So we find the average of them. So I'm going to go 19 plus 21. And then we divide that by 2, which gives us a median of 20. And then that is it for this. So I hope that makes sense. Good luck and make sure you have some grid paper on hand for these frequency tables and histograms. Thank you for watching.